Good morning, Murdoch. This week we will be covering Yola Bloka Flood and Financial Aid Night. More in this week's episode, Friday, December 15th. Good morning, I'm Hunter Cap.
And I'm Evelyn O'Day.
And we are your news anchors, and this is your Blue Devil Weekly. It's Yola Bloka Flood season, featuring the Secret Librarian Exchange. Stop by the library and secretly select a book for a friend. That friend will be notified the next week. Students can stop by the library, unwrap and check out the book. On the 21st and the 22nd, participants can stop by for some hot chocolate and reading time. Now let's pass it to Mark and Colin with this week's Worldwide Updates.
Welcome to Blue Devil Weekly's Worldwide Updates, bringing you the latest and greatest from around the globe.
Hundreds of passengers aboard a Delta Airlines flight were detoured to a military barracks in Canada after the jet experienced mechanical issues. Thankfully, the Canadian barracks were not only hospitable, they were better than the destination they ended up at.
Kansas City Chiefs QB Patrick Mahomes reflects on a frustrated outburst caught on camera toward game officials after a close loss to the Buffalo Bills due to a pretty decisive offside penalty. Reports say that this tantrum was short-lived and that he received his bottle and blankie upon returning to the benches.
Dictionary.com's word of the year calls out the rising popularity of AI, defining hallucinate as to present false information as if true or factual. If making stuff up means I'm hallucinating, then I'm hallucinating all the time.
A bronze top hat has been stolen from a statue of Abraham Lincoln in Kentucky, pried from its bolted position. Police are currently on the lookout for a person with strong arms, a strong neck, and a great sense of fashion.
That concludes this week's edition of Worldwide Update. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you for that, Mark and Colin. Next week is the last week before our Christmas break. Our last day of school is Friday, December 22nd, and we return to school January 2nd, 2024.
Are you interested in a career in nursing? Murdoch may offer a certified nursing assistant course during the second semester. Please see Mrs. Weinhold if you are interested. Now let's pass it to Stephen and Jeff with this week's sports update.
Thank you, and welcome back to Murdoch Sports. We're your hosts, Jeff
and Steven.
Indoor track had their first meet on Sunday. Avery Murphy finished first in the girls' 1 mile with a time of 5 minutes and 23 seconds. Rachel LeBlanc came in 10th in the high jump with a 4 foot 6 inches jump.
They also competed on Wednesday night, and that will be covered in next week's episode. They compete tomorrow at the Reggie Lewis Center and next Wednesday at Wachusett High School.
Boys JV basketball lost 49-19 versus Quabbin on Monday.
Boys varsity basketball lost 60-18 versus Quabbin on Monday.
They both play next Wednesday at Neshoba Tech. JV tip-off is at 5 and varsity tip-off is at 6:30.
The co-op swim team had a meet last week. Our Murdoch's own Isabella Dumas qualified for the Mid-Watch League Championship and Sectional Championship.
2 relay teams that she swims on also qualified for the sectional championships, the girls 200 medley relay and the girls 200 freestyle medley.
They swim next tonight against Neshoba at Clark University, and they're home on Monday at the Mount.
And last but not least, hockey had their season opener last Saturday in a 6-0 win versus Leominster. Our very own Mark Quinn had an 18-save shutout, and his younger brother Mikey Quinn scored his first varsity goal. They also play their home opener on Wednesday against Fitchburg, but that will be covered in next week's episode.
They play next Wednesday. They host Lunenburg at 5:30 at the Gardner Vets Arena.
That's all we have for Murdoch Sports this week.
Good luck to all our athletes competing over the next week. And back to you in the studio.
Thanks for that, Jeff and Steven. Murdoch will host a financial aid night on Monday, December 18th at 6:30 in the auditorium. A representative from the Massachusetts Financing Authority will be here to explain the financial aid application process and how to interpret award letters. Now let's pass it over to Emma with the question of the week.
Question of the week. What's your favorite thing about the holiday season?
Snow days so I can stay home and play Fortnite.
Spending time with friends and family.
Probably spending time with friends and family.
I gotta go with Christmas movies.
I gotta say the way everybody gets together and does one thing.
Sitting on Santa Claus's lap.
Gotta be money.
Sleep.
Santa Claus.
Gingerbread houses.
The weather.
The joyfulness of December.
Spending time with my family.
Being able to sleep in.
Food.
I'm more of a bah humbug type person, but I think the food is all right.
Molasses cookies, gingerbread cookies, decorating the Christmas tree, snow. Done.
Decorating Christmas trees.
Presents.
Tanner Brimhall's mom's snacks that she brings in for us teachers.
Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks for that, Emma. Now let's pass it to our GOAT, Alex of Blank, with this week's weather.
Thank you, too. Welcome back, Murdoch. I'm your host of the weather, Alex of Blank, and let's get right into the weather forecast. For today, it'll be sunny with temps be the highest of 47 and dropping into the lowest of 31. For tomorrow, it'll be mostly sunny with temps being the highest of 45 and dropping to the high 20s. For Sunday, it'll be cloudy for the day, but a good chance of rain during the night. Temps to be in the mid-40s during the day and the high 30s during the night. For the beginning of next week, there's a good chance of rain for both Monday and Tuesday. Tends to be in the mid-40s during the day and dropping in the mid-20s during the night. That is all. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you for that, Alex. That will do it for this week's episode. Make sure to follow us on all platforms at Murdoch HS. And with that, we'll see you next week, Murdoch. Have a great weekend.